Now, I want to talk about something the older ethics texts often ignored, but which this book rightly takes seriously: the fact that a moral career has to be a sustainable one. You can't live out a vocation or grow in virtue if you're hollowed out, exhausted, and broken. So, we have to talk honestly about the threats to endurance, and there are two distinct ones I want you to be able to tell apart. The first is burnout, and most of you have at least heard the word. Burnout is the syndrome of exhaustion, cynicism, and a sense of diminished accomplishment, the slow erosion of your energy and your capacity to care. It builds gradually. The work that once felt meaningful starts to feel like a grind. The patients start to feel like a conveyor belt. You find yourself going through the motions. Burnout is real, it's common in dentistry, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. The second threat is deeper and less discussed, and naming it precisely matters: moral injury. Moral injury is the wound of being forced to act against your own conscience, of knowing the right thing to do and being structurally unable to do it. Think back to the production pressure dilemma from the business chapter. A dentist who's pushed day after day to practice in ways that violate her own judgment isn't just tired, she's being morally wounded. And here's why the distinction matters so much. If you mistake moral injury for ordinary burnout, you'll reach for the wrong remedy. A vacation and better sleep won't heal a wound that comes from being made to betray your own values. That requires changing the conditions, not just resting up. Naming moral injury also does something liberating. It reframes the distress. It tells the struggling practitioner that her pain may not be a personal weakness or a failure of resilience. It may be an entirely appropriate response to a genuinely wounding situation. The problem isn't always that you're not tough enough. Sometimes it's that you're being asked to do something that should hurt a person of conscience. So, what actually sustains a career across the decades? Four things: boundaries, a real separation between your work and the rest of your life, so the work doesn't consume everything. Community, genuine relationships with colleagues who understand, so you're not carrying it alone. Attention to your own physical and mental health. You are not an exception to the human need for care. An ongoing engagement with the meaning of the work, staying connected to the vocation, the why that we talked about earlier. That last one is where the vocation framing pays its dividend. A career sustained as a calling, supported by these practices, can endure what a mere occupation simply cannot.